So this video is going to start out a little bit differently. It's not going to be on this bike. Not going to be working on Supra either, even though there's a quick little update on that. Nothing crazy. Actually, you know what? I'll just tell you guys. So this car's still not running efficiently, so I kind of just parked it, left it there, and a buddy of mine, the guy that usually fixes it, he's going to take it in probably end of November, maybe beginning of December time. That's what we're shooting for. We're trying to have this car up and running perfectly by end of January, February-ish time frame. So this car's still not dead. We're still working on it. I just really haven't touched it because it's just too much going on in my life that I don't feel like dealing with this right now and trying to figure out wiring and stuff. I don't have the time for that. That's very, very, very time consuming. But I did pick up another project that I've been wanting to do for the longest time. I'm not gonna leave you guys waiting anymore. It is not a car, I will say that. It is a new motorcycle. Yes, you were seeing right. This is a new motorcycle I just picked up. Picked this up for about 1,700 bucks or so. And as you can see, she ain't the prettiest. But I didn't want a really, really, really nice bike. I already have that bike that I can ride. I got my R1. Okeelani is not going anywhere. But this bike is this bike, it needs a little love. I bought this bike to start stunting. So like I said, it does need work. The fork seals need to be replaced. I may just buy used forks, depending on how much it is to repair these. If it's going to be about the same to just buy some new forks or something like that, I'll just get new forks. But the fork seals need to be replaced, so I'm going to be contacting BHP for that. I'm going to have them do all that work. It already has the cage on it, the stunt cage. I just need the little pucks that go into here on both sides. I may take this one off because, as you can see, it's kind of ripped. It's kind of ripped through over here, so I don't even know if the puck will hammer in. So I may have to get a new cage and replace this, which sucks because it's like $300-400 bucks. It also has the sub cage right here, so this basically eliminates the passenger pegs. Passengers can still sit on here and put their feet up here. It's just these are made more for stunts. It's got this funky little 12 o'clock bar. I don't know if this was like handmade or what. I have no idea. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one because it does stick out a lot further than I would like. It already does have the Hohei bracket for the dual calipers, so I will be getting another caliper. I think they just run off a single piston on these CBRs. It already has a GPR stabilizer, so that's a huge plus. That's another like $400 or $500 bucks I don't have to spend. As you can see, the tank's already dented in, so it's perfect. I would like this dented down a little bit more as well, but for the time being, I think this will work. The previous owner said he's just like, it kind of, with this lip, you can kind of sit in there a little bit better. And this pad, he's just like, it's actually really, really grippy. So as for the fairings, I don't know, I may just cut it right here, or take the whole headlight fairing off. I don't know yet. I don't know if I may just keep the side fairings right here and just get rid of all of this stuff, and maybe just put like the Street Fighter style right up here, just to have a headlight so I can drive it. Probably gonna pull this exhaust off as well, just get rid of it. It's Jardine slip-on. I kind of want the exhaust to come out the bottom right here. I don't know if there's a kit yet. I haven't really looked into it, but I really don't want this canister on the back. But overall, for now, what I'm going to do is I may just change the oil and the plugs. I have to run and go get those. But without further ado, we're going to get this ball rolling, and I'm going to change the oil real quick in it, and I'm going to change the plugs. Okay, so quick little update. As you can see, the whole front end is off. I got everything sitting over there. This is all like the headlight stuff and the gauge cluster, which is sitting down there. I'd like to run a gauge cluster, but it would literally just be a gauge cluster. So I may run it just so I can see RPMs and stuff like that, because that's going to be kind of key with wheeling and stuff like that. So I may just run it just for the time being. I'll just have to clean up this wiring somewhat because there's just a lot of randomness, turn signals, headlight obviously. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off because it is actually crooked. As you can see, I'm going to pull this off. I think this is forgot what company it is. I think Sick Innovations makes this. I don't know. I was looking at one online and I saw one that looks similar to this. It's made of steel, so I mean it's strong. I'm gonna get going with that. I may degrease a lot of the stuff on here because of the forks leaking. Okay, sorry I'm not really showing you guys the process, but I mean it's really not much to it. I removed the 12 o'clock bar and it's crooked. It looks like it was homemade, but this side is kind of like cocked a little out, and that kind of set it so it was crooked. I took the exhaust off. I'm gonna do an exhaust clip with it without that, just to see how loud it is. But I haven't been documenting it because I mean honestly it's just a series of bolts. Like I think it was like 8 bolts total that I pulled out and pulled that off. I had a hard time getting this back on because to slide it in you have to remove the tail light and unplug everything, and I wasn't about to do that, so I kind of just forced it on. It was cracked anyway. Okay, I did a little research and a lot of people said they tuck it. I don't know if I want to do this, but they put it in the airbox. I don't know if they mean like the airbox area or physically open up the airbox and put it in the airbox. I don't know if I want to do that. So I'm gonna see if I can tuck it underneath the tank, and then I'll just have this one. This one should be long enough to put through up underneath the triple tree. I don't know if I want to go up underneath both of them and up through this snorkel right here or what, so we'll see. I'll figure that out once I kind of pull the tank off. But I do want to start the bike to see how loud it is without that canister. It's a Jardine slip-on. If it's stupid loud, I'm probably just gonna put like some sort of muffler on it or whatever. But if it's not as loud as I thought it was gonna be, I may just leave it like that and just put like an extension tube. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out right now. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is let it idle. I want to make sure the fans actually kick on, so I'm not sitting here overheating while I'm sitting on a red light, or if it's super hot outside. I want to make sure these fans actually do physically kick on, because if not, then I'm going to have to try to figure out the relay issues and try to figure out wiring and why they're not kicking on. Or I'll just let the shop know, hey, listen, my fans don't work, fix them. Okay, so the bike reached about 210, so I don't think the fans are kicking on. That is a big problem in my opinion. If I'm sitting there and I'm waiting at a stoplight and it's super hot out and the bike is heating up a lot and it's not moving, that is a problem in my opinion. So I'm gonna look it up and see what the temperature is when the fans are supposed to kick on. It reached about 210 and I turned the bike off because I didn't want it to just keep running right now. So if it doesn't, I do have to clean this as well, the radiator, because there's like caked on like grease and gunk everything. So I'll probably just try to spray it down. If I can, I'll power wash it. For now, I'm going to try to tackle this. I'm probably going to cut this fairing off as well, because it's literally just being held up by one bolt and then it's just leaning. Good. I'm seeing like kind of like the bike without the fairings. I kind of want the fairings back on. I may just look for a couple sets of used side fairings, maybe a couple of these pieces. These are the ones that kind of sit right here. But overall, honestly, I'm having a lot of fun already with this bike. This is fun until you get to the wiring, and I don't like doing that. This is already wired up. All I got to do is delete stuff, add a couple other things, and it should be good to go. Alright, last but not least, we are going to change the oil in this bike and these spark plugs. I got everything covered right now with the Reynolds wrap, using a little Reynolds wrap trick, because this filter does sit between both the header runners, so I want to make sure I covered all of them. That should cover enough. The drain bolt's right down in the middle. It shouldn't take that long. It's only 3 quarts of oil that this bike takes, so I'm not going to go into how to change oil. You guys should know. If you don't, YouTube it, and I'm sure there's plenty of write-ups. Okay, so I apologize that this video's been kind of all over the place. I never made an outro for this video, but I will go over exactly why this bike looks like this right now. So the next video you really see of this bike, you'll know why shit kind of looks like this, why the entire front end is off of this bike right now. But real quick, before I end this video, I did take the forks off the bike. They had to be rebuilt from when I bought the bike. Actually at BHP Motorsports right now. I have some brake lines here. I have a couple more brake lines coming. One for this side that's the same color, and the same color for the rear foot brake. I also have my second caliper. I'm not going to be obviously using these pads. All brand new pads in here for the bike. I have a new rear foot peg, well, only foot peg for the right side. I also noticed that I need a bolt inside to hold this side of the cage on. This one's for some odd reason missing one, and I can't believe I was riding around like that. I ordered new handlebars like 2 weeks ago, and I have no idea why 2 things of aluminum that is maybe 11 inches long takes 2 weeks to fucking make. When I ordered them, it said made to order. They literally just have to take a stick of aluminum and cut it down to size. But I hope you guys are going to stay tuned for this. I'm going to be practicing the minute I get these handlebars and these forks back. I'm going to be taking it straight to, not the streets, but a warehouse area. And I'm going to be practicing my wheelies. I want to get the wheelies down above all. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell, even though it doesn't actually probably work. You might want to just bookmark my page. Stay hungry, stay humble, stay motivated, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later. It happened. Woo! Yeah. It got away from me.